Good morning. Week 15, first week of playoffs. And we got Saturday games. So we're doing a special Saturday morning weekly kickoff here to help you with your Q&As before the Saturday games. How's it going, everybody?
Good. What's going on, Corey?
How's it going? Logan, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, super excited to be here.
Definitely. So, we already got Jerry in here. What's up, Jerry? We got some people hanging out over on YouTube, too. I'm not sure which ones, but it's probably Ron. I'm guessing Ron over there. So, excuse me. Oh, man.
It's probably Ron Rivera trying to get some advice.
He could use it. So, probably is. So, Logan is hanging out with us today. Logan, this is your first time doing this sort of thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Nice. And so, big fan of fantasy football. How many leagues are you in right now?
Currently, I think like 3, but I was in a couple more last year.
Yeah. Oh, you cut it back this year. Yeah, we did too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Supposedly. We tried anyways. Nice. How you doing in your leagues? Did you make playoffs in all of them?
Yeah, but the playoffs in all of them right now.
Nice. So, Logan, go ahead and tell a little bit of your situation and what's going on really quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with JNA, which is basically a juvenile tumor in my head. Currently, it's about like golf ball sized, so that's kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah, so basically we're driving down to Texas Children's in Houston in a couple days, and we'll get the surgery and have it removed.
Cool, man. Well, good luck with that. And thanks for joining us today. Guys, if you guys want to donate to Logan's Surgery and Travel Support Fund, there's a link in the video description down there to the GoFundMe. They're raising some money to help with that surgery and travel. So if you want to go down there and help support, that link is right there. We really appreciate you joining us this morning. All right, let's get to some Q&A really quick. We got Tyler in the house too. Welcome in, Tyler. Okay. Jerry wants to know CEH, Ford, or Najee. And I'm going to go with full PPR on all my stuff here. I'm just going to look up. I don't know that I trust CEH here, if I'm being honest. Does anyone here actually trust CEH in their lineup?
Trust is such a strong word.
Does anyone have high hopes for CEH going into this week?
No.
I'll be honest. I'm not crazy about any of those guys.
No.
CEH for me is an instant no. Just with what we saw out of him last week. And look, I scrambled to the waivers to grab CEH last week, thinking this is going to be a great spot start for him. And of course, disappointed once again. That's been the story of this guy's fantasy career, right? One disappointment after the other. No way you can trust CEH. They definitely are going to split touches between him and McKinnon. I almost feel like McKinnon is the running back to play if you're going to play in Kansas City. So for me, it's between Ford and Najee. I would in that particular situation, I would probably lean Ford because Ford's going to get the touches in that offense, and Najee's going to be splitting with Jalen Warren. So for me, Ford is the obvious choice.
I agree.
Logan?
Completely.
I definitely agree with that. I think since, like you said, carry share, like Najee is going to be splitting with Warren, and you don't exactly know who's going to be the hot hand each week with that run game, and you never know who's going to have all the points there. So I think I would definitely go with Ford since he's more reliable in terms of how many touches he's going to get.
Yeah, Kyle, you said you're also agreeing with that take?
Yeah, I completely agree. Everybody who's seen the show at all knows how I feel about Najee.
Yeah, and Jerome Ford's playing against Chicago, which is a good matchup. I understand Najee's also got the good matchup, but that split on carries there.
Ford, good matchup with Chicago. I mean, his hand is apparently fine. I don't know. He's been more consistent this year.
All right. Well, that sounds like a
consensus. With that in the playoffs.
Yeah, it sounds like a consensus on Ford there. All right. Start Chase, Mike Evans, or DK, wide receiver.
Mike Evans is a no-brainer, I think. I love Chase. with Jake Browning, though. I think
He's been doing fine.
He's been doing fine, but Mike Evans is on fire.
I mean,
Chase Evans and who?
Chase Evans and DK. I mean, I would like to know who you're starting over these guys because those are all pretty good options, right? Like I like all of these options, honestly.
I got a strong opinion on this one too.
Ooh, I like a strong
I
opinion.
think you got look. I've got DK in a couple of leagues. If you have those options, you got to rule out DK because we don't even know if Geno's starting Monday night. You can't risk Geno not getting the nod, and what that might mean for DK and his potential upside in that game. So for me, I think I agree with Kyle. I'm going with Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been a monster. He's been very reliable this season. He's been a wide receiver one almost on a weekly basis. He's in my I would easily put him in my top 10. And Chase, coming, he's been dealing a little bit with some nagging injuries. Not quite sure what that offense is going to look like. So Mike Evans all the way for me.
Yeah, Mike Evans has been explosive this year. Man.
Well, what's hilarious is coming into the year, everybody was downgrading Mike Evans so much because Baker Mayfield was going to be starting and nobody knew how he's going to do. They're all over Godwin and whatnot. And now, he is must start. You cannot bench Mike Evans if you own him now. It's kind of wild.
Speaking of Baker Mayfield, Logan, here's your real test. What are your thoughts on Baker Mayfield?
Well, I mean, he's had a pretty good season so far. I am a diehard OU fan, but I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting this from Baker this year. He has been pleasantly surprising and has actually been pretty dang solid.
All right, you get to stay on the stream. We'll keep you around. All righty. Let's see over here. Goff or Fields? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a hard time sitting Fields. Goff is playing against Denver. It is at home.
As I say, it's in Detroit, but Denver's been playing good. I mean, Cleveland's not the easiest matchup for Fields either, but I think I gotta go Fields just for that rushing upside.
Yeah,
you could run on Cleveland better than you can throw on them, anyways. So Denver's just been playing so good, and honestly, the last couple of weeks for Goff have kind of been trending downward.
Yeah, I feel like
being at home makes me second guess that a little bit, but
I feel like the floor for Fields is much higher than the floor for Goff. So I feel like Fields is your safer bet.
We saw the floor for Goff last week. He got me 8 points.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you're looking at those two games, Denver has been very susceptible this year to the run. I'm in a dynasty league where I have Montgomery and Gibbs, and I'm starting both of them this week. This kind of has the feel of a Gibbs Montgomery type game where they're going to lean on that run game. That Dan Campbell loves the identity of that offense when they're running the football well. So I'm a little bit concerned about starting Goff in this game with this particular matchup. Denver hasn't necessarily been the best matchup for quarterbacks. Fields has got a tough matchup, but like you said, you get a nice floor with him running the football. They do get some lanes in that Cleveland Brown defense. DJ Moore's been coming on. It looks like he's going to be a full go. So for me, it's Fields. I think Fields is almost a sleeper. He's on my sleeper list this week, even against that Cleveland defense.
Interesting.
And his upside is much higher than Goff.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that, like you guys are all saying, the rushing upside of Fields definitely has to outweigh Goff, especially with the kind of inconsistency we've been seeing from him. And like Tony said, the run game of the Lions is definitely, I think, going to be shown today.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to lean on that. Alrighty. Warren or Keaton Mitchell or Dowdle? I'm guessing, yep. So Warren, Mitchell, or Dowdle? I'm picking Warren in this one.
Yeah, same.
I'm not trusting Dowdle. As good as he's been, I'm not putting him in over Warren or Mitchell.
You can't count on the workload with Dowdle. You don't know when and how many touches he's going to get.
I mean, same with Mitchell.
Mitchell's the same way. He gets a handful of touches. He's just been super efficient with the ones you've gotten so far, but you can't count on that. Warren's going to get way more volume. I'll take that.
I agree.
And a really good matchup, honestly, against Indy.
I agree. Anyone disagree with that? Hey, there you go. Sounds like we.
Hey.
Love that. So Ty Chandler coming in on a couple different questions here. So let's do those real quick. Ty Chandler or Antonio Gibson, half PPR, keeping in mind that Brian Robinson is out today. So Ty Chandler or Antonio Gibson?
Oh, I forgot who Washington's playing. The Rams.
Rams are brutal. Rams are a brutal matchup for running backs.
Give me Gibson.
if you're concerned about the matchup.
I'm more concerned about Ty Chandler not being that good.
That too. I am picking Antonio Gibson here.
Yeah, give me Gibson for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay, so are you going Warren or Ty Chandler here? And I think we both kind of answered that. I think we already answered that with Warren.
I'm still going Warren. Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Let's get back up here.
Tony looks like he wants to say Ty Chandler so bad.
Did you want to say Ty Chandler so bad and make an argument for it, Tony?
Well, I wanted this. I wanted to say Ty Chandler. I don't know if I wanted to say it so bad.
On which one did you want to say Ty Chandler?
But here's the thing. I personally, Madison's out, so Ty Chandler's going to get all the touches in that running game for Minnesota. I kind of like that. They utilize him in the pass game. I think he's going to, obviously get some chances for targets. They got this Mullins is starting, so you might see them lean more on the dump off pass, screen passes to Chandler. And Chandler could have a nice game. I think he's the one guy that I'm not as concerned about. Decent matchup. So yeah, it could set itself up for a nice Ty Chandler game script. And I would put him on my sleeper list also. I personally would start him over both Gibson and Najee.
I think I've just been burned by these Minnesota running backs way too frequently
I get it
here, and so I have a hard time every time we get hyped about a situation for a running back there in Minnesota. They just let us down, and so I think I'm just having a hard time. And Warren has been pretty consistent. If he's not doing great, he's doing good enough.
Only because Madison is out.
Right. No, I understand that for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I just can't. I cannot do it in the playoffs. I can't do it.
I think that's the problem. It's the playoffs. I can't take those risks. I want to go
got it. Well,
consistent, safe play.
As what's his name? Who was the coach for Tampa Bay when Brady won?
Bruce Arians.
Yeah, Arians. As Arians would say, no risk it, no biscuit.
Scared money don't make money, right?
No cookie, no laundry.
Achan or Hall today?
Oh my goodness, that's an easy one.
Oh.
Hey, look, and this is coming from a Dolphins fan. I'm all over. I have Achan. I have 100% ownership of Achan. You got him in every league I'm in. I have a forced roster 3 running back maximum. I drafted him, so I love Achan, but he's dinged up. You don't know what we're going to get out of him. There's no way you can trust him in the playoffs in this spot. You've got to start Hall coming off a nice game. There's just no way you can play Achan over Hall. I don't think.
I agree. And Hall's been getting so many receptions too that his points, he's got a low floor because of it. And I like the Miami matchup. So what do you think, Logan?
I would also, just to add on that, I've been watching Hard Knocks recently, and I've been seeing all of these injuries on the Miami defense. It really sucks, but they're really banged up right now. And I think that with Hall really being the most reliable offensive option for the Jets, you got to go with him.
It's a great point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Great. All right, let's see. Colts defense or Rams?
Colts.
Anyone disagree with that? I mean, Yeah, I think Colts have just been playing good defense. I understand that the Rams have a good matchup against Washington, but
well, it's like we were talking about the other night, Corey. Like the Colts in real life are getting scored on, and like they're not playing great defense technically, but they're good. They're doing really good for fantasy because they get sacks and turnovers and things like that. And I've been sticking with them in a couple of leagues all year, and they've been doing me pretty good. The Rams defense has just not been that good. Even with a good matchup today, I think I'm sticking with the Colts.
Agree.
Well, and the Colts are a nice matchup too, Kyle. Pittsburgh's offense has been anemic.
Oh yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the it's easily a top 3 matchup. As far as offenses are concerned. So if you got to pick an offense to go up against, Pittsburgh is one of the 3 you want to go. Kind of line your defense up to play. I'm in agreement. I think Indy's is the way you got to go in that particular situation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
We got Albert in the house here. And so anyone who's watching, by the way, if you'd like to donate to Logan's Surgery and Travel Support Fund, you can hit that link there in the video description there. Logan is headed to Houston tomorrow. Are you heading out tomorrow, Logan?
I think so.
Man, going down there.
I got to pack.
Man, no kidding. Until the day before or the morning of. I'm the same way. And then I'm like, why did I forget something? Yeah, I wonder why. Horrible at packing. So
I'm always a morning of packer. Yeah.
Man. So if you want to click on that link in the description, it'll tell you the whole story and everything. And if you want to help support him, then you can do so there. So we appreciate everyone tuning in. And Logan, we appreciate you being on here with us today.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. Start 2 from Noah Bone Cutter here. Still love that name. Nice to have you in here, Noah. Start 2 between Mixon, James Cook, White, or Connor.
To me, White's must start at this point. Between the other 2,
I will say, I'm sorry, Kyle, I mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna. You got to finish. I was just gonna say, White's your must start, and Connor is my must bench.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Connor's. I'm not playing him against San Fran.
I agree.
So it comes down between Mixon and Cook for me for the other spot.
Mixon for me.
Honestly, I don't like James Cook against Dallas that much either. So probably going Mixon and White here.
I'm going Mixon and White as well. But I'd love to hear any other takes. If somebody wants to argue for James Cook against Dallas today.
Or Ty Chandler.
Speaking of Ty Chandler.
Wait. Let me jump in there. I was waiting for Logan. I thought Logan was
speak it all up, man. We only asked 4 times.
I saw was watching Logan. He looked like he was taking a deep breath and was about to say something. So I was giving him
I don't know. I mean, I think James Cook has, to me at least, been a bit of a more reliable fantasy running back than Mixon this year. But I don't know. That matchup against Dallas definitely looks scary, and I don't know that I'd want to touch that.
All the more reason why I'm on Cook with you, Logan. I stay with that original line of thought. I think he's been the more reliable fantasy option. He's involved in that passing game. Gabe Davis has, for some reason, found his way out of that target share. He seems to be the 4th or 5th option. We've got Diggs, who has kind of disappeared as of late. Kincaid, and they seem to want to get the ball into Cook's hands. So I think, nothing better to neutralize a defense like Dallas than those dump off screen passes to a guy like James Cook. So they're playing, this is a team also that's fighting for their playoff lives. And it's just, for me, I like Cook against that Dallas defense in this matchup over Mixon. So I would agree with Kyle as far as White is concerned. And then I'm giving the nod to Cook.
I'm just going to say, we're talking reliability here. Joe Mixon is the number 6 running back on the season to James Cook, number 14. And Joe Mixon has scored 20-plus points in 4 out of the last 7 games. So Joe Mixon's been rolling a little bit here. And with that quarterback situation, maybe he's getting a little bit more work. He's kind of benefiting from that, a little more dump-off passes. But I don't disagree with the James Cook argument at the same time. So that's actually, it's not as cut and dry as originally thought. I hadn't looked at James Cook body of work here lately, but he's been doing well.
They're both tough matchups too. It's not like Cook is the only one who has a difficult matchup. Minnesota's been very, very, very good against the run this year.
Yep. That's tough. Though it does say on Sleeper that Joe Mixon is a must start on Saturday. The 27-year-old may be the safest fantasy option for the Bengals in Week 15, so he has a must start in all formats against the Minnesota Vikings.
Who said that?
That's coming from Roto Baller.
Yeah, so just like Cook and Mixon, Cook being the more reliable fantasy option, the Fantasy Football Advice Network is a much more reliable fantasy source than Roto Baller. And so I would still give the nod to Cook.
Yeah, I think White is your standout there. Connor is your must sit, and then go with whichever one you feel comfortable with on the other. But I think it's split right now, 2 Cook, 2 Mixon on that. So
unless you count me twice.
Yeah, that's true. You are twice the man any of the rest of us are physically. Anyways, Devonta Smith or Jefferson?
Ooh.
That's a tricky one.
You want to go first, Logan?
Yeah, sure. I think I'd have to go with Devonta Smith. It feels like I play him every week, and he always annoys me with how many points he scores. And I just think that he's definitely more reliable, especially with Jefferson coming off of an injury into another injury that he's now coming off of. Like he's banged up, and I don't know. We saw Minnesota with their whopping 3-point win last week in their 3-0 game. And I don't know that I'd trust their offense as a whole as opposed to Philly against a banged up Seattle team.
Well said.
Very well said.
I don't have anything to add to that.
Drop the mic. I like it. All right. Let's
just to add to that too, Logan. One other thing too going on in Minnesota, in case you haven't noticed, but they seem to have other options now too in that passing game.
Yeah.
Hawkinson has been on fire.
Hawkinson's freaking nature.
And Addison is kind of impressing too. And, even though he's a rookie, he's carved out a nice role for himself. So just to add on to what you've already said.
Yeah.
Great take.
I love it. All right. Coach Scott wants to know Javonte Williams or Warren for my flex. And I'm going Williams here.
Javonte, yeah. You got to go workload there.
I would agree with that. Anyone disagree with that? Anyone with a hot take, Professor? Just kidding. Anyways.
No, not on this one.
Here's another one with Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler workload or Keaton Mitchell upside?
I'm going Ty Chandler on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Ty Chandler. Fine. You got us on Ty Chandler.
If you're throwing a dart like that in the playoffs, go with volume.
Just a rule of thumb. I've talked about this with you guys before. It's never good to take if you're going to take a running back, you want the number one option in the offense, and so that's Ty Chandler. I don't want a running back on Baltimore when Lamar Jackson could be the leading rusher on any given week. So yeah, the known volume, the known quantity, I think for me is the way to go.
I agree. All right, a quarterback question here. Still going back and forth with Fields or Browning, which sounds absolutely insane, but Browning has been doing fairly well. But is this an instance of trying to get too cute?
Yes, start Fields. This is the same argument me and Tyler had Tuesday and Thursday. Come on, man. Start Fields.
Yeah. Is anyone going to get cute and go with Browning here? I could see an argument for it, but I'm going to go no. Also because he's played Minnesota and that defense has been pretty solid. But all righty, Beckham or Lockett in half PPR? Talking about that quarterback situation there in Seattle.
No, I lied. Give me Lockett. Philly's horrible against the pass, dude. They're so bad. Like they're letting 3 receivers go for 100 yards each every week. It's crazy.
That's tough. What do you think, Tony?
I can't trust that passing game if I don't know without a doubt that Geno's starting. And it looks he's trending that way, right? So it looks like he's going to get the start, but unfortunately, you're going to have to make a decision before we know definitively whether or not Geno starts. And if Geno does not get the nod, you're taking a major risk starting a receiver who's catching balls from Drew Lock.
That's fair. If Geno's out, go Beckham. Otherwise, I'm on Lockett.
Yeah, I think I go with that same line of reasoning too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Geno plays Monday night, and we don't know for certain.
Yeah, that's the problem. But he did log a full practice yesterday, so it's just whether or not he clears concussion protocol, and that's the unknown.
That's wild. Yeah. So just keep an eye on that. When does Baltimore play? They play Sunday?
Yeah, they play. Let's see. I think they play at noon tomorrow.
Okay, so you got a little bit of extra time to decide.
Oh no, they got the Sunday night game.
Oh, even better. So good. You can keep an eye on that, and you'll know more later on. You're welcome, Shorty. Alrighty, let's go down here to Rock Out. Thanks for the $2, man. Jumping to the front of the line here.
Real quick, Corey. Not to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. I'm sent to do this today, but I just want to clarify. Geno is not the one with the concussion. He's got the groin injury.
Oh, groin. Got it. Well, then it's just kind of going off of what he feels then. So it sounded like he was probably a go if he's logging a full practice. I was wondering how he was logging a full practice without being out of concussion protocol, but I was just going to let it slide, Alrighty, Rock Out here. PPR, 1 running back, 1 flex. Javonte Walker, Mitchell, and McLaurin. All right. I think Javonte is in there for sure for me.
100%.
Javonte and Walker for me.
Yeah. Who is? Yeah, I think it's the same for me. Javonte and Walker, I think, are my go-tos here. Does anyone disagree with that? Does anyone have an argument for McLaurin in there playing against the Rams?
Mitchell's the hard no.
Yeah.
I could understand McLaurin over Walker maybe, but I think you gotta go with Javonte and Walker there.
I think you gotta go Walker. Sorry, just based off of target share, because like Terry McLaurin a couple weeks ago, the Commanders had a great offensive game and he had 0 catches.
Agreed.
So like you can't know if he's gonna get the football.
And that's scary. I agree with that. Tony, do you want to say something on that?
No, almost exactly what Logan just said. So, what you don't want is a guy in your lineup who can post 0.
Mm-hmm.
And out of everyone in that question, McLaurin is the one guy who can give you, 1 catch for 3 yards or 3 targets, 0 catches. I just don't know that I would feel comfortable trusting him in that spot when you've got those other choices there.
I totally agree. Yep. Alrighty. Let me find our spot here. If Waller plays, Waller or Schultz? So you got to think Schultz. There's no Nico going there, but CJ Stroud also going to be out, right? So
yeah.
Who's there?
It's Davis Mills or Tommy DeVito.
I don't hate Davis Mills. I mean, honestly. So
I'm probably going Schultz, but I don't feel great about it.
I think I'm going Schultz here. I don't trust Waller, first of all, to play the entire game. And then DeVito.
Well, they're both coming off of injuries, so they're both in the same boat in that situation. Although Schultz hasn't missed as much time, but I don't know. I think I trust Davis Mills just slightly more than Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alrighty, let's go. Hunt or Javonte? Javonte?
Javonte for sure.
Yeah. I'm on that Devonta Smith train there. It's Javonte. I'm going Javonte.
Yeah, you got Javonte Williams, Devonta Smith, Devontae Adams, and everybody kind of mix and matches the spelling between those three.
I'm going with Williams. There you go.
Yeah.
Does anyone have an argument in favor of Hunt here? Nope, I'm not hearing that either. I just don't think they're on the same level there. Hunt just isn't guaranteed the volume either. Okay, Tingley wants to know. Ayo, flex one. Warren, Downs, or Zay Jones in full PPR?
Not Zay. It's between Warren and Downs for me.
Downs hasn't been performing.
I'm leaning Warren.
I think I'm going Warren here too.
Yeah, give me Warren. At least you know he's going to get some touches. The Colts aren't getting Downs the ball the same way they were a little bit earlier in the season. So,
yeah, I agree.
Give me touches. Give me Warren.
Downs hasn't scored double-digit points since week 8. He's been in single digits ever since. And so that's rough. That's really rough because he was playing really good before that.
Minshew's been spreading it around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, Downs' trajectory versus Alec Pierce's trajectory, and so he's spreading it around a little bit more. I mean, Pittman's still the number one. So.
Yeah, Pittman's had a good season. All right.
Then they run the ball a lot.
Downs. Where's A. Jones?
When in doubt, when you're talking about guys, especially this level in your flex position or maybe players who are not as dependable, your studs, I always defer and go with the running back because at least you're getting those guaranteed looks and touches. You don't know quite what to expect from those two receivers, from Zay or Downs. Warren is I believe the safest and also gives you, some nice upside. So I kind of get the sense based on this matchup and just how the offenses have looked, how that it's been particular the Pittsburgh offense. This could be a game where Indy jumps out to a quick lead and rides Zach Moss. We could see Zach Moss touch the ball 35 times today. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of worked out that way, which would also cap someone like a Downs.
Cool. Alrighty. Kincaid or Taysom Hill?
Kincaid.
Yeah.
Easy.
Did you see what Kittle did to Dallas earlier in the year?
Yeah, there's one weak point. Yeah, Kincaid's good there. Goddard or Ingram? I'm going Ingram. Easy on that one.
Yeah.
Flex one: Achane, D-Hop, Aaron Jones, Higgins, Connor. Good Lord.
One? Just one?
What?
I think I like D-Hop.
Give me D-Hop, yeah. I was going to say, it's between him and Higgins for me, but I'm going D-Hop.
I agree. The Aaron Jones situation makes me too nervous. Even with A.J. Dillon possibly out, I just don't trust it. Higgins hasn't been reliable.
I feel like Aaron Jones has always been the bane of my fantasy existence.
For real, though. For real. Okay, going D-Hop there. Alrighty, I'm going to hop over back to Instagram for 1 second. We got them flowing in over there, too. Goff or Murray with the rushing upside?
Murray. He won't rush a lot on San Fran, but you can throw on San Fran, and he's at least got scramble ability to avoid that sack from time to time. So I'm going Murray. We talked about Goff earlier against Denver.
I don't know. I feel like I just banged my knee, and I'm just like, I can't decide. I'm gonna bump this one to Logan. How about Logan can make his decision before me?
It's good to be the host. No, you answer.
I'll think on it more.
I don't know. Looking at what Kyler's done recently, he's been throwing for like 200 yards a game, almost guaranteed. But then last week against Pittsburgh, he throws for 145. The 49ers are kind of a similar build to Pittsburgh in that they rely kind of heavily on the front seven and the secondary is kind of wishy-washy. So I don't know. I think that I would say maybe Murray, but at the same time, like Goff at home, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. It's a tough question.
Tough. That is a tough question. Professor, you got any insight on that?
I want no part of the Cardinal offense going against that San Francisco defense. So, I'm not touching Murray. I have a strong opinion about that Detroit offense this week and relying heavily on Gibbs and Montgomery, but I'd much prefer have someone like Goff, who's trying to get that kind of ship righted, right? Get that offense back on track. They are talking about wanting to carve out some plays to get Amon-Ra the ball more frequently, and so I think in this particular matchup, I would lean Goff and kind of trust that more than I just do not want to touch anything going up, especially Arizona. Who's catching balls in Arizona? Michael Wilson's out. I don't trust the run game. You got McBride. Hollywood Brown's been banged up.
McBride, Hollywood, Connor.
I'm going to throw it out there.
When I'm looking at running back matchup, I want the team that's easier to throw on as the opponent, and that's San Fran.
I'm just going to say Josh Dobbs scored 27.4 points against San Fran back in week 4. When San Fran was actually playing better ball.
There are always outliers. There's always an outlier. So.
Well, he was actually on a tear at that time, Josh Dobbs was. But you're talking about just San Francisco may have taken him a little lightly, kind of like the Cowboys, and let him do a little bit better. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going Goff with this one. At home, I don't know, man. That's tough. That's a good question. Let's see. If you're going with a Herbert recovery plan, are you going with Kyler, Baker, or Ritter? I'm rolling with Kyler over Baker or Ritter.
Talking about him in what do you mean replacement plan for the season?
A replacement plan, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want Baker. Baker's got a couple tough matchups. He's got Green Bay this week. He's got New Orleans week 17. I don't want to go up against New Orleans in 17. The nice thing with Murray is if you can get past this week, he's got Chicago, and then he finishes against Philadelphia.
Yep.
Which is a really nice matchup for the quarterback.
Absolutely.
So I would probably second that. Who was the third option?
I was just about to say, I don't remember the
third. It was
option.
Ritter. Ain't no one starting
you're not doing Ritter either. No, yeah,
Ritter. He wasn't even worth mentioning, I guess.
Go with Kyler.
Alrighty. Sports Spotlight. Start 2, 1 at wide receiver, 1 at flex. And there's your list there. I think Zay Flowers.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Flowers and McBride.
Oh, man. That's what happens when you get banged up at injuries. I don't know your roster, Sports Spotlight, but I'm positive. 1,000% positive you got injuries.
I got a league that's like this week. I'm just like, I have no choices. I have one guy on my bench I can put in if this guy doesn't play, and that's it. Everybody else is hurt. So it's like, I feel you. Been that kind of year.
You can't trust Noah Brown. So when I was talking about Geno earlier with the concussion, it was Stroud I was thinking about with the concussion. If Stroud is not starting, if we don't know for sure Stroud goes, you cannot start that receiver. You can't start Noah Brown.
No, I agree.
So let's kind of go on the premise that he is not playing this week. Who are the other options you took him down?
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to see your face. I don't know why I would ever want to see your face, but Zay Flowers.
Man, you got to go McBride, right?
I think you got to go Trey McBride. He's got the most upside there.
And I guess between Marquise, you're not going to play McBride and Marquise Brown. I would not do that.
No.
Do not start both Arizona guys.
I love Zay Flowers this week anyway.
Yeah, start Zay. Zay and McBride would be the choice.
Yep.
Zay Flowers is the Zay you want to start today, not Zay Jones. for this week.
Yeah.
Here's one.
By the way, can I share something with you guys real quick?
No, you cannot.
On Hollywood.
Yeah, let's hear something on Hollywood.
I missed I'm in 5 leagues. I missed the playoffs in one because 2 weeks ago, I bought into the Hollywood Brown coming back from the heel injury. This made a ridiculous decision to start him over Puka, and cost me the playoffs. Marquise gave me 0, and Puka went off for like 30 that week. This is a couple of weeks. Puka had strung together like 3 games where he put up less than 5 or 6 points. And I'm like, man, Puka's struggling right now on that offense. Marquise coming in, he's been getting a good target share.
Perfect example.
So I say that because I'm a little bit kind of biased in this particular case. No way I'm starting Marquise Brown ever again.
So, but you're talking to 3 Sooner fans who wouldn't have made that move. I guess this show is not the Saturday special. It's Tony.
The Saturday Tony. All right, here we go. Jelly of the month. Risk limited Achan tomorrow or Ty Chandler today, half PPR.
Chandler.
I'm going to Ty Chandler in this one.
Okay. Pivots, Kincaid or Mitchell? Do you want Ty Chandler, Kincaid, Mitchell?
Stick with Chandler in that situation, I think. I don't know. Kincaid,
I think I'm going Ty Chandler.
Go Ty Chandler still.
Guaranteed touches.
Dallas didn't let Goddard do anything last week, and so I don't know. Yeah.
What you thinking, Logan?
I think personally, I'm gonna buy into the upside of Kincaid. I mean, he's gotten a ton of targets recently. He's won me like 3 weeks when I started him in my flex in one of my leagues. So I think I'm buying into him over Ty Chandler.
Look at Logan putting a tight end in his flex. Just speaking to our hearts, man.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a little dinged up last week. Knox is back. I don't know. I don't know if we don't know yet if he's still the surefire tight end 1 with Knox back. I think his injury designation is gone though, so I think that'll be fine. Everybody's dinged up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Knox took 3 targets last week to 8 targets for Kincaid. I think there's plenty of rapport there.
Will they switch out of the goal line?
Kincaid does have a lot of upside. He really does. So I definitely understand an argument there. Goddard was shut down last week coming off of his injury. I'm going Ty Chandler still. I do appreciate the argument for Kincaid for sure, though. There is a lot of upside there. I agree. Tony, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm huge. Like I planted my flag this year on Kincaid, so I'm big on Kincaid. I don't disagree with what you said, Logan. I just with Madison out and Chandler being the starting running back, he's going to get all the touches in that offense today. You got it. For me personally, you got to take that. You got to take that. Scoring opportunities, everything's going to go to Chandler. By the way, I don't know if you heard earlier, Jelly, but from a Dolphin fan, got my Dolphin jersey. You can't touch Achan this week. No way you can trust him in your playoffs unless you know he's fully healthy.
Yeah, that's one of those, I would rather him go off on my bench than screw me over in my starting lineup. I feel like that's how I feel with Achan right now.
Yeah.
All right, George needs us to start 2 Flowers, Wilson, and Puka. I think I'm going Flowers
for sure. I think you got to go Puka.
Against Washington.
I'm going Flowers and Puka.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that, but I would also say, George, start Garrett Wilson because I want you to lose. He's in one of my leagues, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. We're going with Wilson and Noah Brown off the waiver wire. Noted. Sorry. All right. So I guess if we have to help George, then I'm going Flowers and Puka.
Yeah, Flowers and Puka.
How are you feeling, Tony? Same way?
Man, I like Garrett Wilson.
I like all three of these
I was
guys.
gonna say, I
I
like all three.
think you got to start. I think Puka's got to. He's your definite.
Yeah.
You know, he's your top option out of those three. But man,
Just to me, I'm all Flowers this week.
yeah, but this team desperately wants to get the football to Garrett Wilson. He's a lock for double-digit targets in this game, and against that Miami offense, they might have to play some catch up. So, I mean, I don't disagree with Flowers with the matchup. But I would not that easily discount Garrett Wilson. Logan, you might wind up regretting telling him to start Garrett Wilson.
Maybe.
That's tough. Flacco or Fields? Leaning Flacco.
It's such a crazy question. Flacco or Fields? Holy mackerel. Do I start Flacco, Fields, or Seneca Wallace this week?
Go with Easton.
Always start Seneca Wallace.
Holy mackerel. Are we really here where this is and it's a legit question?
Yeah. I mean, that's the season we're having, right? Like, oh my gosh. Flacco against Chicago. Or do they just run the ball a ton?
I'm going with Fields. It's the same thing as the Fields or Browning earlier. Like, stick with your guy.
Yeah, I'm with you on Fields. I don't look Flacco look like the second coming of Joe Montana. I don't know that I trust that one game outlier to say, okay, this guy's going to be my starter week 1 of the playoffs.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't think you can play him over Fields personally.
That takes some grande huevos to put Flacco in as your starting QB in the playoffs.
I feel like Logan could give a good argument for Flacco here.
I don't know. I kind of want to just say, screw it, start Flacco, but Fields is probably the safer bet.
I mean,
sure.
Flacco is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Let's not forget.
But seriously, I'm starting Flacco and
so is Trent Dilfer. Don't let that be forgotten. I'm
starting Flacco and Julio Jones this week over Fields and Justin Jefferson. Could you imagine? That's crazy.
Oh, Lord.
Alrighty. Oh, man, we're going to have to go quick here. Okay. Also on a must-win in another league. Oh, there you go. Put some pressure on it for us. Chuba, Javonte, and Harris.
Javonte
for me.
No brainer.
Yeah. Jerome Ford or Antonio Gibson? Oh, K9 Jerome Ford and Antonio Gibson.
K9.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards him.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, he's a stud. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Herbert out. Pick one. Flacco, DeVito, Mullins, Mills, Zach Wilson, and Levis.
Give me Flacco.
I was thinking the same Flacco, man.
Yeah.
I knew Logan would go with Flacco on something. Come on now. But I agree with him.
Yeah, I guess I got to go with Flacco on this one.
That's crazy.
I didn't want to say it, but I had to. Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
Half the league is playing with a backup QB.
Can we do this? Can we rank them, or can we kind of who are you eliminating from that list?
Not grabbing Mills for sure.
Okay, so Mills is out. I think you got to take DeVito out too, right? Against New Orleans.
I think so.
Yeah, Mullins is out for me.
Yeah, Mullins is.
So you're looking at Flacco, Wilson, or Levis, right?
Yeah.
And so, how do you rank those three?
Probably Flacco, Levis, Wilson.
Interesting.
I'm
not a Zach Wilson believer.
I wouldn't say I'm a Zach Wilson believer, but I do. I think it's between Flacco and Wilson.
I'm
partly because
Tony, yeah.
Partly because of the matchup. Against that Miami team, this is a This is an offense that might have to put it up an awful lot in that game.
He could put it up into the arms of
That is true.
Miami's defense.
Very fair. Very fair. But I think that personally, I think that's a decision you're looking at. Flacco Wilson.
For all ranking Flacco first, anyways, just grab Flacco though.
Yeah, I mean, I think like we were talking about earlier, I think Breece Hall has a huge day, so I think I'd lean away from Wilson because I think they'll go for the run game today. Even if they're playing catch up, I don't know. I think Breece Hall's going to have a day.
Breece Hall has a huge game taking 4 screen passes the distance.
Hey, maybe they'll bring back the butt fumble today. You never know with the Jets.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's true. All right. Rob wants to know in his flex, Ridley, Walker, Jerome Ford.
Walker.
I'm going Walker.
I'm not on Ridley this week against Baltimore.
Not trusting that. Adam wants to know Warren, Gibson, or Chandler at flex.
Warren.
Man.
Chandler will probably get a few more touches, but Warren's got
Well, does
really good matchup. He's been super efficient with his touches all year, and he still gets a lot of touches. Let's face it. Chandler's not going to out-touch him by much.
You're very much a Chandler sourpuss today, Kyle. I don't know what's up with you. I think it's because you own Madison and you want to see nothing more than Chandler fail.
I don't own Madison, but my thing is Madison has not been great all year, and Chandler couldn't even take touches away from him. So, I'm not expecting much from Chandler either. With the third quarterback of the season for them this year, I'm just not expecting a lot out of him today.
Man, I don't know how this impacts my fantasy playoffs, but you have no idea how much I'm praying and hoping Chandler finishes as the RB1 this week.
If he does, I've eaten crow before. I'll do it again, but I really don't see it happening, bro.
You'll probably never have me on as a guest host again, but that's okay.
So is anyone arguing for Gibson with Brian Robinson out against the Rams?
Not versus those other two options, no.
Okay.
Really.
That's always the guy who goes off. It's the one guy that you rule out that has the biggest game.
Gibson will have 40 points today.
I was gonna say, Gibson. I mean, I could see something like that happening, right? He can end up going off all of a sudden. They'll end up pulling up their fourth stringer to give the ball all day. Gibson will probably get just a handful of carries or something being the starter, and they'll screw him over. So I don't trust Gibson enough. I'm also down between Warren and Chandler, and I think Warren in that matchup against the Colts. I have to go Warren. I do.
There you go, Corey. I swear, Corey, sometimes I think you sell insurance for a living.
I do. It's my side
job. You never know. This guy might do something that you're not expecting. Give me a take. I want to know who you want.
Oh, you don't have tornadoes there in Florida, Professor? But what if the continents are shifting? So I know you're not going to be alive in 1.1 million years, but
awesome.
All righty, let's move on here to Pittman, Puka, DJ Moore, pick 2 full PPR for Albert.
Pittman and Puka.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going with that. I see some nods down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Fields or Howell, 4-point pass touchdown on that one. Fields or Howell?
Fields. 4-point pass and TDs. You got to go for the rushing upside.
I mean, Howell has some rushing upside.
Oh, I forgot the second part. 6-point pass TD there.
Well, that's in another league.
Yeah, I know. I'm going Fields in both. I don't like Lawrence against Baltimore, and then you want rushing upside in the 4-point league. So
I'm just saying Howell has had in the last 3 games, he's had 4 rushing touchdowns. So Howell has some rushing upside there.
Yeah, but were they 50-yard rushing touchdowns because that's what Fields is capable of.
Those are hard to predict. You can't rely on those on a weekly basis.
I know that, Tony. I've been doing this long enough. I know.
I wasn't talking to you.
And I knew that you were actually going to say that because that's a total Tony thing to
I
say.
wasn't talking to you, Kyle. I was talking to Corey. Corey said he has got 4 rushing touchdowns.
So
I thought you were talking about my 50-yard rushing touchdown.
No, I'm comment about that. Don't be so
like you can't predict that either. Like I know that.
I can give everybody a little bit. It's not just for you.
I'm taking Fields off of Tony's sleeper list for the week.
Tony's down here giving him
that he didn't publish anywhere, but he just mentioned earlier.
Okay, guys, we got like 2 minutes till kickoff, so we got go. Okay. So who are we going with on this? Sorry, I just realized the time.
Fields and Fields.
Tony?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Fields.
Yep, Fields and Fields. Kyler Murray or Browning?
Murray.
Okay, I'm going Murray.
I'm not touching Arizona.
Yeah, I'd maybe go Browning based off of matchup, but
yeah, I would. I could be convinced.
Okay, sell the insurance. Sell it, Corey.
Okay, so
Corey's easy to sway back and forth.
Seriously, he's the guy in the jury who votes for whoever.
He changes his mind just to make it hot.
Is he guilty, guys? I don't know what's coming up for lunch. We'll see. Moss, H-Man, or Flowers?
Moss.
All right. Start 2, Elijah Moore, Demario Douglas, Dotson. My thoughts exactly, Logan.
Give me Moore and Douglas.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, probably that.
Gross. Yeah. Start 2, Chandler, Warren, Gibson, Jones.
Chandler and Warren.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. Otten or Okonkwo?
Otten.
I go with Okonkwo because he helped me last week. So,
what have you done for me lately? Who are they playing?
They got Houston.
Yeah.
That Otten against Green Bay.
Give me Okonkwo.
Tony doesn't have an opinion. Next question. We're going to run out of time.
Jefferson, Puka, Rice, Evans, Devonta Smith, pick 3.
Evans, Devontae, and Puka.
Give me Puka, Evans. Yeah, Puka, Evans, Devontae.
Yep. Same. Can I start Nico Collins?
Nope.
No. Nope. Throw spaghetti at the wall and pick up Jake Browning over Dak on 1 team. Nope.
Over Dak?
Absolutely
Nick.
not.
Come on, bro.
Crazy. All right, guys. Look,
he's trolling.
Guys, the tornado siren just started going off. It's noon on Saturday. That was the last chat there, so we hit it right on time.
Oh, Corey, they actually do that here now too. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
we got the Saturday siren here now too. So it's
fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, whew. All right, guys, we hit it all. Which one was it? Sorry, man, my chat kept doubling over there. So let's get this one real quick.
Warren.
Warren Ridley or Lockett? Warren.
Warren.
Yep. Did we miss any other ones? That chat doubled like 3 times for the Facebook ones. So just making sure. If I missed any others, it looked like there might have been one other. Nope.
I didn't see any that we skipped. I don't know where his was, but
yeah,
I didn't see it either.
Oh, I see it.
Ah, there it is. Yep. We were just hauling ass because we missed SoCal's deal.
Yep. No problem, Jordan. Sorry we missed that. I'm glad you brought that up before we logged off here. All right, guys. Saturday games are starting. Good luck to everyone this week. And Tony, Logan, thanks for joining us this morning. That was a lot of fun. And we're going to log off of here. Good luck to everyone in your first week of playoffs. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for Spilled Coffee before the Sunday slate of games. We'll see you guys, and good luck.